First and foremost, thank you. Thank you for clicking on here because I'm brand new and I don't know how many people are going to actually see it, but if you've clicked on it, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Being new, I don't have the perfect sound or lighting or anything like that, but I have a lot to say, so here it is. If you spent several hours and or dollars on self-help based on the law of attraction, then you've come to the right place. I'm Laurel and I've created a few videos and they've been product reviews. And in creating those product reviews, I have stumbled across, as probably many of you have, a lot of YouTube videos. So I sort of got into that whole addiction to YouTube videos, and I'm very much a researcher. So if I hear one thing, then I'm gonna go research that. It just takes me from video to video, and perhaps that's why you're here, but I felt compelled to make this video. I'm not getting paid, but I'm just doing this to throw it out there because I've got some interesting things to say, and I think it might help some of you. So let me rewind.
Little did I know at the time, out of my greatest despair was to come the greatest gift. I'd been given a glimpse of a great secret. Tracing the secret.
Since 2006, I've done a deep dive into self-help, starting with the law of attraction, starting with The Secret, like most people. I was going through a divorce that year, and I actually had purchased The Secret for somebody for Christmas, and I ended up reading it. I was enthralled with The Secret, and I must have listened to that thing a gazillion times, and I told other people about it, and yeah, I was in the secret mania like a lot of people were. And since then I found Esther and Jerry Hicks, and all of the law of attraction people. I mean, I could go on and name them, but you know who they are. And I got into A Course in Miracles, so a lot of self-help stuff. And recently I attended my first Tony Robbins event. And during that event, I ended up in this group that I just so happened to stumble upon, because if any of you have gone through one of Tony Robbins' events, somehow you get caught up in a lot of different groups of like-minded people. So I ended up in this group that I really, really liked. And it was like a small fee to get into the group, I believe, because you're getting a lot of training. So it was self-development. And for me, I ended up doing the Tony Robbins thing because I had read a couple of his books and I of course heard of him, but as most people, going through a challenging time and trying to learn how to cope with that. So it was a very trying time. Of course, it's COVID, so it's a trying time for a lot of people. But I had some other issues going on with my family, so I kind of turned to Tony Robbins, and like I said, it turned into this group that I got into, and then I sort of partway through the group, I realized that this group was basically made up of people with their own business. I found that it was a lot of MLMs, which I didn't even know what that was, but it's multi-level marketing businesses. So I didn't really know what that was, but I know that a good majority of the people in my group were in that or real estate, it seemed like. And I kind of felt like one of these things is not like the other.
But one of these things just doesn't belong here, and now it's time to play our game. It's time to play our game.
Because I was one of the very few that was not into multi-level marketing. I just worked my regular state job. And I met a lot of awesome people in this group. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the person putting it on. Now, the person running the group works directly for Tony Robbins. So again, that's kind of a network marketing, I guess, because you go to an event at Tony's and then you get coached by one of his people who encourages you to get the word out and bring other people aboard. And I really didn't see any harm in that, because I found a lot of support and great advice in this group. I think it was well worth it. But somehow on YouTube, I stumbled against these anti-MLM people talking about why MLMs are not a good thing. And I found it rather interesting, I've got to say, because here I had all these friends that were doing it. And let me just say that in this group, you were not allowed to try to, they weren't supposed to try to recruit others into their businesses or MLM. So I had a couple of people reach out to me, but it wasn't like this pushy, come join our MLM, like ours is the best or anything like that. They rarely discussed that. It was more of how to sell, how to sell their product. It wasn't even, I mean, some of it was, coaching your team, but I found that they really did focus on selling the product, not recruiting other people. So when I saw these anti-MLMs, I found it interesting, because I don't really want to give an opinion on that. You know, they're compared to pyramid schemes, and I don't particularly believe in that. Again, this is me being neutral, and anything you watch from me, I'm going to come in at both sides, because I think there's a lot of gray. There's not a black and white, so it's not good or bad. It wouldn't be for me. That's not my type of thing. But a lot of these people that I met seem to really enjoy it, and I'm actually a little worried for them, because I'm afraid they're going to lose a lot of money doing it. That would be my greatest fear. So I hope that they do well, of course. I do worry that, if what a lot of these anti-MLM people say, they don't, it's, a lot of people are losing money. And I can see where that would happen, because you could just package this in such a pretty package that you should go do this, go do this, go do this. You can make all this money. And I really hope that that is the case. However, I decided to do a little more of a deep dive, and with the anti-MLM, then kind of came the toxic positivity. And I'm like, I don't know how you can have toxic positivity, because it's either toxic or it's positive. Like, to me, I couldn't wrap my head around toxic positivity, even though it does sound good. But I think what they're saying is toxicity wrapped around fake positivity is what they're saying. So it's like this toxic idea that is wrapped like it's positive, like the law of attraction, like like spirituality, like everything happens for a reason, and all
He's just putting lipstick on a pig.
This is called Crimson Sky. What do you think? Harold?
Get this off of me!
What are you doing in the women's department?
Waiting for you?
Well, I'm ready. Let's go.
what you think, what you believe comes true. Listen, I've heard it all. I've believed it all. I've lived my life that way since 2006, and it's 2021. And I have a daughter, and I've talked with her about it. And so all of a sudden, I'm just like, have I been an idiot? Have I been bamboozled through this culture of self-help? Have I been taken advantage of? And all of these other people that are believing it too, you know, a lot of it's compared to a cult, and I can understand that. I can see that pattern somewhat.
Groups that are really sketchy, where you look into the credentials of the person who founded it and you find out they were in a cult before it.
So there's two sides to it. And so I kind of went a couple days pretty depressed, thinking, oh my God, like all of these self-help gurus are not doing this to be helpful. They're doing it to make money. And there's nothing wrong with making money. There's nothing wrong with sending a message and getting money for it. But I'm here to say I want to do, and I have been doing some research about this, and I'm not making money doing it. Now, if this video were to become really popular and my channel became popular and I could make money by doing the research that other people don't want to do, then that would be great. And hey, then that would prove probably the law of attraction does work. If you're going out there doing something out of the bottom of your heart to be helpful, then good things will come. So we'll see. That's another story. And if anyone wants to join me on this journey, that would be great. Subscribe, watch the videos that I come up with, because I realize that I'm pretty passionate about this subject, and why not share it? You know, just to share it. I really just want to put it out there to get other people's opinions, and maybe to help others. Like some of these YouTube people have kind of helped me. They've prompted me to research and learn more, and I think that's great. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. So whether they're right or wrong, I don't know. So I think it's great that there are anti people out there, because it does help you see the other side of things. But me personally, I'll never say I'm an anti-MLMer or anti anything. Would I do it personally? No, but there are people that are obviously successful in it. Those people are at the top usually. Again, I don't know enough about it to make a judgment. All I know is I'm more interested in the self-help piece of it. Have I wasted many years doing the self-help? I don't think so, because I feel way better now, and I handle things way better now than I did. But is that age, or is that the self-help? I don't know. We're going to find out, because we're going to look into this a little more. And I'm already seeing a trend with the people that were in The Secret, and I will share that with you because I do think it's interesting. I just want to put the information out there so you can make your own judgment. But you know, I think it's good to have somebody researching to find out what's really going on, what's going on behind the scenes, because we become so awestruck. We want to believe what they're saying, that, hey, you've got this genie in a bottle that's gonna give you whatever you want. You just have to think about it and have the mindset, and I know we hear mindset all the time and it gets a little tiring, but have the right mindset and you can have whatever you want. Now give me several $1,000s. You should never prey on vulnerable people. You should not prey on people anyway. And I guess you could look at it as, you know, if people decide they want to study this and pay a lot of money for it, that's their decision, and it is. But they also need to hear another side so they can make a rational judgment. Because a lot of these self-help gurus are charging a lot of money and people can't afford it. And even in the Tony Robbins, when I went to that, they are basically like, whatever, you can't put a price on what you're learning. You can't put a price on becoming successful. So pay exorbitant amounts of money to learn, and you do learn. I think you do learn, but at what price? Are you doing it out of the goodness of your heart? So stick with me. I really hope that this helps somebody out there, and we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I will continue to focus on this and learn a little bit more about self-help and the idea of toxic positivity. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. If you've come to the end, I mean, that's great, because that's apparently how that video will get out, is if you watch it to the end, subscribe, and leave comments. So great if you do, and I look forward to continuing on this journey.